So I'd like to take a moment to once again talk about our mindset and how we see ourselves as golfers. People probably don't realize I'm now on my 5th reboot of my mental picture of myself as a golfer. The first phase of my swing evolution, I simply wanted to break 80. That's what I focused on in my mind, and I worked hard to see myself as a golfer that could break 80. The first breakthrough was shooting 39 on 9 holes. It had been over 20 years since I'd broken 40. But once I broke 40, I knew that breaking 80 was just putting 2 of those rounds back to back together. 3 months into my swing evolution, I had a 6-footer to shoot 79. It was a left to right breaker. It made me nervous as heck, but I calmed myself and sunk that putt, and the rest is history. Hey guys, Christo Garcia, my swing evolution. So that is a little segment from the MSE golf system. I've got several segments about mindset. Yes, mindset is what it's all about when it comes to breaking your scoring barriers. Now, I imagine everybody that is watching this has probably made a birdie. So you know you can do it because you've done it before. That's one of the things that we hear from Tiger Woods an awful lot is, well, I know I can do it because I've done it before. And that is something to posit in your head, which is very, very valuable. Now, as I said in the video, once I broke 40, I realized breaking 80 was a real possibility. Now, this is the secret, is I think your subconscious mind knows when you're full of crap. Like, you can't fool yourself. That's the thing. That's why when you're working on these things, I do all sorts of mental stuff like mental reboot, practice like a pro, all these different things that have helped me break these various scoring barriers. Now, as I mentioned before, you know, I'm on my 5th reboot is what I said in the video. I'm on my 6th reboot. Okay, since the Hogan special, I'm like, look, man, I still have some unfinished business. I got to be able to shoot in the 60s and be a badass mofo. So that's what I'm doing right now. And so that's why I'm going through the swing changes, because I felt that there was a certain inconsistency that when I get under pressure, sometimes, you know, that El Guapo jumps out and I flare the ball out to the right or snap hook it or whatever else. So it is through the work that I convince my subconscious mind that I'm worthy of it. Okay? That's the thing. That's what all the work is about, is to not have that anxiety and, you know, be the genuine article. That's what we're trying to be. You know, that's why a fluke or whatever, you know, that's not the jam. And to shoot in the 60s once is not the jam. It's to be able to do it often, or so it's not just some random fluke. That's where I'm trying to get to with my golf game, okay? So after I broke 80, then I wanted to break 75. After I broke 75, it took me a long time to, you know, break par. You know, I actually was hoping to shoot even par. That was my next mental goal, but I was able to do better than that. And when I shot 70, 2 under par, I believe I had 2 3-putts that round, and I think I had a flubby chip and a couple of other short putts that I missed. So, I mean, that had the potential to be a very low round, but I'll tell you, I was nervous as heck trying to bring the ship into port, you know, so just to come in under par was a massive, massive breakthrough. I wasn't ready to shoot in the 60s yet, I guess, you know, and what if it was a fluke? You know, that would have not been good. But, you know, I'll tell you, I had a round where I was, let's see, I was 3 under after 4 holes, and on the 5th tee box, I was so nervous I couldn't tee the ball up. I kept knocking the ball off of the tee over and over again because I had so much adrenaline pumping through my system. And so that just tells me that it's unfamiliar territory. And, I didn't calm down until I made a couple of bogeys. It's like, oh, I'm not allowed to be here. This kind of like I'm being greedy or all sorts of weird stuff. That's what the game is. It's interesting because it's like yoga. It's like any of these other things that I do. When you take it to the edge, you get a glimpse of your real deep self. And that's what the game gives us, is this opportunity. So I want to tell you about this latest scoring barrier that I'm trying to do, okay? So I'm talking about shooting in the 60s. And so I went out and I played in a money round the other day, Pipe a drive down the first hole. Actually, this day I hit the longest drive I've ever hit on the first hole, at least that I can remember. So in my swing evolution at 50 years old, I hit the longest drive on a hole I've played more than any other hole in my adult life. So, it's like I'm hitting the ball pretty darn far right now. So hit it on the green, and I've got a makeable birdie putt. It's going right dead center, and it pops out of the back. And I'm like, oh man, okay. Second hole. Wow! Hit it a little bit right in the rough, punch it up onto the green, another birdie putt. Leave it, like a foot and a half out to the right, knock that in. Third hole, the ball hits like 2 feet from the pin, from the cup, and I proceed to 3-putt. Yeah, okay, great. And then the fourth hole, pipe another drive, got a flip wedge in there, knock it up to like, something like 10 feet, I would say. Very makeable putt, lip out. Okay, so then the fifth hole, I pull a 5-iron. I've got a tricky pitch, and I do make a nice up and down. I had to make a nice putt there. So finally, I roll in a putt. I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. And the guys are like, okay, man, come on, you're warmed up. Let's play a money round. So I'm like, okay. So money round is where we play $1 for strokes over the last 4 holes. $1 for closest to the pins, dollars for birdies, dollars for longest drive on the 9th hole. So I pipe a drive on the 6th hole. And my buddy Levon, he hits a beautiful 5-iron right up onto the green. It's a par 5. And so I pull out a 4-iron because I'm trying to not overswing and just hit the ball solid. And I hit the prettiest 4-iron right up there as, maybe a dozen feet, and a good look at eagle, and hit the putt. And I leave it right in the freaking mouth, like, I don't know, 6 inches short, right dead center. But, it's a money round, tap in the birdie, move to the next hole. So, I don't do my thing I've been doing, and, I try and swing hard, and I don't do my work that I've been practicing, and I pull it, hit the ball over the green. Now I got to get a little bit fancy, so, pitch the ball up on the green, and I make a nice putt to save par. So, that's 2 up and downs, that day. So I'm feeling pretty good there. Now the 8th hole, I push my shot. It's a par 3, and I've got a tricky chip because it's into the Kikuyu grain, and like you'll flip it up, and it's like a toupee that pops up out of the ground. It takes a really delicate stroke. I try and cut under it a little bit, and when you know it, turns out all right. Boom, another birdie. So here we are on the 9th tee box. Boom.
Well struck. Perfect shot.
Oh boy.
I just smoke a drive, win the longest drive, and I've got a hybrid into the green. So knock the hybrid up onto the green. And here it is. I'm sitting there. I've got about a 20-foot chip just off of the fringe. And if I knock in this chip, I shoot 32. And I'm thinking, shoot, man, if I just get this up and down, that'll be my lowest 9 ever on this course. So I get up to the ball and I'm thinking about what I can score, and I do this. Wow, that stings. But you know what? It's a part of the game. I learned something about myself. I was at the point of highest tension, and I didn't manage my thoughts. I let my head get ahead of what I had to take care of. I had to take care of business, and I let my head jump ahead of me, and that caused me to, basically, screw it up and limp in with a 34. So here I am, it's just out with the buddies, and I shot 34. And then I was thinking to myself, and I was like, you know what? The last time I played, I shot 35. So 35, 34, that's 69 for my last 18 holes. So I'm pretty proud of that. I think a 69 is nothing to sneeze at. And the whole point of the story is I feel like it's possible because I've done it before. You see what I'm saying? It's like I'm starting to believe. It's the whole, Matrix thing, when Morpheus sees Neo and he's like, he's starting to believe, So now let me, take it back real quick, and I'll talk about this 34. One of the reasons why I believe I can shoot in the 60s now is because lip out for birdie on 1, dead center. Lip out for birdie on 4, easily could have been a birdie, should have gone in. 3 putt on number 3, that was just sloppy, lost my focus and concentration. Left the eagle putt right in the middle of the cup, just a few inches short on number 6. And if I just didn't flub the chip and just got up and down on 9, that would have been a birdie. That's 5 strokes just left hanging out there. 5 strokes on a 34, that would have been a 29. Yeah, I feel like I could have shot 29 that day. I was a little loose. I was a little not focused as I could have been, but there was literally the potential. Like, we're talking a few inches, like a foot of inches, and one better chip, and I could have shot 29. So that's what I know is a potential. I mean, certainly just to, just put 35 and 34 together is pretty good. But I'm like, I'm starting to have a different feeling. I remember when I was in high school, I was looking up, I was in 11th grade, and I'm looking at the basketball rim, at the YMCA, and I'm like, that doesn't look so high. I was like, I jumped up and I grabbed that sucker with both hands. I was like, oh, yeah, it's a whole different ball game here. I've done this in so many different things. It's like you envision it and you feel it. Like you feel it in your bones. You know that it's like, I can do this now. So many barriers and, martial arts, ballet, yoga, golf. You have to see it, you have to believe it, you have to feel it in your bones. And then once you have that, that's when it starts to become a reality. And that's what we're all trying to find. So the technique, the practice and the technique is what you do to really reinforce the beliefs. You can't just trick yourself. I know I've seen several golfers that are like, oh, just tell yourself you're the best putter in the world and you're the best putter in the world. And it's like, no, you're not. You're lying to yourself. You're just, you're kidding yourself. But if you feel like, you have to really believe it. And that's what I'm basically talking about. So I hope this story helps you. I hope that I play better golf. I think great golf is on the way. And I hope you hit them long and hit them straight. Hey guys, a quick update. I've had to push the MSE Intensive back a week to the 28th and 29th of September. This is going to be amazing. There's a reason why I have to push it back. I'm not going to reveal it yet. But what I'm going to teach at this intensive is going to be incredible. It's the full package. Oh my gosh. So hit me up, Christo at myswingevolution.com if you'd like to learn the MSE golf system. Hi, I'm Christo Garcia, the founder of My Swing Evolution. I love the game of golf, and I've played it poorly almost my whole life. Well, a few years back, I decided I was going to start all over again and rebuild my golf swing. And what I decided to do was stop trying to do what all the PGA Tour pros are doing today and go back to the classic swingers like Ben Hogan and Jack Nicklaus. That's where I found the inspiration to recreate my golf swing. And I figured out that it's a lot easier for the average weekend player to swing in the classic style. Well, if you're a weekend golfer and you want to get better at the game, I highly suggest you check out the classic swing fundamentals in the My Swing Evolution golf system. They worked for me, they changed my life, and I'm convinced they will help you hit it long and hit it straight. So go to myswingevolution.com.